General Hospital spoilers keep whispering, not shouting, just that kind of whisper that crawls under the skin, that Liesl Obrecht might be on the edge of discovering something new. Or maybe something old that never really died, something tied to her son, Nathan. And when Maxie finally opens her eyes, not fully awake maybe, just enough to see shadows and feel wrongness, that is when the real shape of Nathan starts to blur instead of sharpen. Nathan has been back, walking, breathing, touching things, saying the right words mostly, and yet nothing feels solid. He has grown close to Lulu, too close. Close in that way that makes people around them pretend not to notice, but they do. Nathan talks to Lulu, not once, not casually, but in those long conversations that stretch late, where voices soften and faces turn inward, and somehow Nina hears about it. Nina always hears. Nina tells Liesl, because secrets and Liesl do not mix, never have. Liesl is surprised. Not screaming surprise, more like the tight kind, the kind that freezes her face for half a second too long. Lulu, that name alone carries history, blood, stolen eggs, a child ripped apart and stitched back together by truth. Liesl knows Lulu, knows her temper, her sense of justice, her refusal to let things go when they hurt her. Liesl has clashed with Lulu before, back when Rocco was the center of a war nobody wanted to fully remember. Rocco, once her grandson, once Britt's miracle and crime all wrapped together. Britt stole Lulu's eggs, carried Rocco, loved him in her own broken way, and then the truth came out, as it always does, ugly and loud. Lulu and Dante took Rocco back because biology finally spoke louder than deception. Liesl never forgot that. She never forgot Lulu's eyes that day. She never forgot the way Lulu stood her ground. So now Nathan with Lulu feels wrong, feels like history looping when it should be done. Liesl does not want this woman near her son. Liesl loved Maxie. Loves Maxie still. Maxie is family in Liesl's mind. Even now, even in that hospital bed with machines breathing alongside her, Maxie belongs with Nathan. Maxie would choose Nathan. Liesl is sure of that. Especially if Maxie wakes up. And Maxie is starting to wake up. Fingers twitching, breath changing. Small signs, but Liesl sees them. Back to Maxie. Maxie waking up into a world that moved on without her. A world where Nathan is alive. That alone would shatter her first. Joy, disbelief, pain all tangled. Nathan dead for 7 years. 7 long empty years. Maxie mourned him. Buried him in her heart. Built a life around that loss. And now he is here, alive. That should be enough to forgive anything. Almost anything. Of course Maxie wants Nathan back. Of course she wants their family whole again. James with his father. The dream she buried resurfacing like a bruise pressed too hard. But then Maxie hears about Lulu. Sees them together maybe. Feels it in the way Nathan looks past her. Not away exactly, just elsewhere. Maxie is hurt. But hurt is not the only thing. There is something else. A wrong note. A pause too long. A smile that doesn't land where it used to. Nathan was gone more than 7 years. No one suspected he lived. Not even Liesl. No secret letters, no rumors, nothing. Then suddenly he is back. DNA confirms it. Fingerprints line up. Medical records say yes. Liesl believes it. She wants to believe it. Needs to. This is her son returned from death. She will not question that easily. But Maxie sees something off. Maxie notices the way Nathan reacts to certain memories. Or doesn't react. The way he talks about the past, like reading notes instead of feeling it. And then there is James. Nathan wants custody. Wants to be a father now. That could be noble, could be guilt, could be love. But Maxie feels fear instead. Why now? Why this intensity? Why the subtle pressure? Maxie begins to think that James is not just a child to Nathan. James is something else. A target maybe? A key? A leverage point? Maxie cannot explain it. She just knows. So she does what Maxie always does when the world feels crooked. She digs quietly, carefully. She reaches out to Spinelli because Spinelli sees patterns others ignore. Spinelli already felt uneasy from the start. Something about Nathan's digital footprint did not add up. Gaps. Too clean. Too erased. Spinelli says it out loud when Maxie hesitates. This might not be Nathan. Or maybe it is Nathan's body but not his mind. Brainwashing. Memory that had overwrite. Identity manipulation. It sounds insane. But this is poor Charles. Insane is just Tuesday. They investigate together. Hospital records. Military files. Classified missions that ended in static. A timeline that doesn't quite flow. Nathan's disappearance has holes. Too many holes. Spinelli finds encrypted files tied to old WSB operations. Liesl's name appears once. Buried deep. Not proof. Just enough to unsettle. Meanwhile, Liesl watches. She watches Nathan and Lulu. Watches Maxie waking up slowly. Liesl feels the tension pulling tight. And somewhere deep inside, she feels that old familiar dread. That she knows something she does not want to know. That maybe she knew from the beginning and chose silence. There are predictions floating around that Liesl might learn the truth before anyone else, or that she already has. That she recognized something in Nathan's eyes that day he returned. Something slightly wrong, something practiced, but Liesl stayed quiet because a fake Nathan is still a Nathan. Because the idea of losing him again is unbearable. Because truth would mean destruction. Liesl prefers illusion if it breathes and smiles and calls her mother. Maxie and Spinelli get closer. They find references to a man without a name. A program. A replacement. A living mask. Someone trained to become someone else so fully that even DNA can be altered or cloned. It sounds impossible. Yet the data insists. Maxie starts connecting it to James. To why Nathan suddenly wants control. Why he watches James when he thinks no one is looking. Not love. Calculation. Lulu notices changes too. Nathan grows distant, focused. Lulu senses something is wrong but cannot place it. Liesl snaps at Lulu once. Too sharply. Lulu pushes back. Old grudges flare. Then Maxie confronts Liesl. Not directly, not yet. She asks questions, gentle ones. Liesl deflects. Liesl lies, or half lies. Liesl says Nathan is Nathan, end of story. But the pressure builds. Evidence piles. Spinelli cracks a final file. A name surfaces. Or almost a name. Someone who disappeared years ago. Someone trained to disappear into others. Maxie realizes the truth may shatter Liesl completely. And Liesl knows it too. She has always known. The question is not whether Nathan is real. The question is who is wearing his life. And how far will they go for James? The truth does not arrive cleanly. It never does. It leaks. It drips in at bad moments. Maxie feels it first in her chest, not her head. A pressure when Nathan enters the room. A silence where warmth should be. He smiles and she almost believes it, almost lets herself sink into that familiar shape, but then he says something small. A word he never used before. Or he forgets a thing that mattered too much to forget. And Maxie lies there pretending sleep, counting breaths, wondering when love turned into surveillance. Spinelli keeps working. Too much coffee. Fingers shaken. He talks fast, then stops, then starts again. He says the files loop. He says the system wants him to stop looking. That alone means something is there. He finds fragments of a protocol. Not a name, not a face, more like instructions. How to become, how to erase, how to wear a man so convincingly that even grief accepts you. Maxie listens and nods and thinks of James. James laughing. James reaching for Nathan with that instinct children have. Maxie hates herself for flinching every time. Because what kind of mother doubts her child's father? What kind of woman looks at a miracle returned and sees danger instead of grace? Nathan pushes harder now. He wants legal steps, custody discussions, meetings. He talks about stability and structure. His voice stays calm, too calm. Maxie remembers Nathan being intense, emotional, reckless even. This version is smooth, strategic. He asks questions about James that feel like assessments, sleep patterns, medical history, blood type. Maxie answers some, dodges others. She starts lying. She hates that too. Liesl watches all of this from the edges. She notices Maxie's eyes narrowing. She notices Spinelli hovering like a nervous bird. Liesl knows what investigations look like. She has done worse. She feels the walls closing in. She tells herself that whatever Nathan is, he is here. That should be enough. But the voice in her head does not shut up. It keeps whispering that this Nathan never calls her mother the way he used to. That his accent slips sometimes. Just a hair. Lulu confronts Liesl again. Not loudly. Quiet fury is worse. Lulu says she feels used. That Nathan is distant. That something is wrong. Liesl snaps back. Old wounds rip open. Rocco's name floats between them like smoke. Liesl tells Lulu to stay away from her son. Lulu laughs, bitter. Says she does not think that man is her son at all. That lands. Harder than Liesl expects. For a moment, Liesl almost asks Lulu what she means. Almost. But pride steps in. Fear too. Liesl tells Lulu to leave. Tells her she has no right. Lulu goes, but the words stay. Maxie finally stands up. literally and otherwise. She leaves the hospital room without telling Nathan. She meets Spinelli in a place that smells like dust and old electronics. He shows her one last thing. A recording. Degraded. Audio only. A man speaking about assuming an identity, about emotional mimicry, about studying loved ones to pass tests, about children being the most dangerous variables. Maxie closes her eyes. She knows. She does not want to know, but she does. The man calling himself Nathan is real enough to pass machines, but machines do not measure love or fear. Or the way someone holds a baby at 3 in the morning when no one is watching. They decide Liesl has to know, or already does. Maxie's not sure which is worse. When Maxie confronts Liesl, it is not dramatic. No shouting, just exhaustion. Maxie lays it out. The inconsistencies, the files, the feeling. Liesl listens without interruption. That alone is an answer. Liesl's face tightens. Her eyes glisten but no tears fall. She admits nothing at first. Then something cracks. Liesl says she suspected early. The day Nathan returned and did not flinch when she touched a scar he hated. She says she tested him. Subtle tests. Songs. Stories. He passed most. Failed a few. Liesl chose not to see the failures. Cause this version stayed. Cause this version did not die in her arms. Maxie asks who he is then. Liesl says she does not know. Or she does but cannot say. Not yet. Liesl says the truth would destroy everything. Maxie says everything is already breaking. James becomes the center of gravity. Nathan pushes again. Legal papers arrive. Liesl supports him publicly. Privately she shakes. Maxie refuses to hand James over. The tension spreads through Port Charles like a sickness. Spinelli digs deeper. He finds a possible origin. A man trained by remnants of an old program. Someone who lost his own identity long ago. Someone who believes he is entitled to the life he inhabits. Not evil exactly, just empty in the wrong places. The fake Nathan senses the shift. He becomes sharper, more controlling. His kindness becomes performative. He watches Maxie too closely. He asks Spinelli questions he should not know to ask. The mask starts to slip, just enough. Lulu notices first. She sees the anger flash when Nathan thinks she betrayed him. It scares her. She backs away. Liesl sees it too, and this time she cannot pretend. The confrontation happens quietly. No audience. Liesl faces him alone. She asks him who he is. He does not answer at first. Then he smiles, a smile Nathan never had. He tells Liesl that names are tools, that love is leverage, that James is necessary. Liesl slaps him, hard. She tells him to leave her family alone. He does not threaten her. He thanks her for the life, for the cover. He says it almost fondly. What happens next is messy. Authorities, escapes, partial truths released. Nathan vanishes again, or maybe he is taken. No body, no closure, just absence. Again. Maxie holds James and cries until there is nothing left. Liesl sits with her. Not touching, just present. They do not speak of forgiveness. Some things are too broken for that word. And somewhere out there, a man without a name moves on, wearing another life, or none at all. The question lingers. Was there ever a moment when he felt real love, or was it all rehearsal? Poor Charles exhales, but it never really rests. It waits.